So, imagine you're just hurtling down a highway in a 2-ton metal box at like 60 miles an hour.
Okay, setting a very stressful scene right off the bat.
Right. But you're in the passenger seat, and the person behind the wheel relies entirely on you to navigate this completely alien grid of concrete and unpredictable traffic.
I'm already sweating, honestly.
Well, you look down at your map, but here's the catch. You only have a vocabulary of exactly 6 words to keep both of you from crashing or, just disappearing into the unknown. How do you survive that?
It sounds like some kind of intense psychological thriller, but it's actually, it's the reality for millions of people learning a new language.
Exactly. And that survival mechanic is exactly what we're deconstructing today. Welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Our mission today is to reverse engineer this truly fascinating foundational document.
Yeah, it's an instructional guide designed for level A1, so absolute beginner English learners.
Specifically, it's Lesson 63, Giving Directions. And the text actually outlines its own unique nature right at the start. It says it's designed for extra slow speed and expanded content.
Right, which means it's aimed purely at teaching basic directional commands and travel vocabulary.
And what's wild is just how focused it is.
Oh, it's incredibly compelling because, when we think about learning a new language, we usually envision this grand end goal.
Like ordering a fancy meal in Paris or discussing philosophy.
Exactly. We want to express all our deepest nuances. But before you get to poetry, you have to survive the physical environment. By looking at how language is taught to absolute beginners, we get to see communication stripped down to its barest mechanics.
It really is a masterclass in removing ambiguity.
Completely. I mean, operating at an A1 level means there is zero room for nuance, zero room for polite conversational fluff.
So to the listener, have you ever tried to navigate someone from the passenger seat only to have them, panic and turn the wrong way?
We've all been there.
Oh, totally. Well, today we are going to look at the exact anatomy of how to prevent that chaos, based entirely on this fascinating lesson plan. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
How do you build a spatial reality from just 6 basic words?
Well, it starts by establishing a foundational toolkit. You have to transition from absolute zero into the absolute basics of a vocabulary list.
Right, and segment 1 of the source material lists the 6 pillars of navigation. We've got the car, the map, lost, left, right, and straight.
And the categorization of these words is incredibly deliberate. You have your physical objects, right? The car and the map.
The tangible stuff you can touch.
Exactly. Then you have your abstract spatial concepts, which are left, right, and straight.
The actual movements?
Yes, the vectors.
Yeah.
And finally, you have this one psychological state, which is essentially the state of failure.
Lost.
Lost.
It honestly feels like setting up a board game. You have your player token, which is the car. You have your board, the map. You've got your allowed moves, left, right, and straight. And then you have your lose condition.
Oh, that's a great analogy. But we should probably note the environment here is a lot more hostile than a board game.
That's fair. The stakes are a bit higher than losing at Monopoly.
Just a bit. The text actually notes these are the words you need when you are in a car or walking in a city. They are the absolute minimum viable vocabulary to survive in a new spatial environment.
And the source text doesn't mess around. It originally includes direct translations right alongside the English words.
Right, emphasizing that this document is a literal bridge for someone starting from absolute zero.
Okay, so we have the words, but knowing the words isn't enough.
Right. No, not at all. You need the architecture to use them effectively.
Which leads us into segment 2, the grammar of urgency. We are talking about imperatives.
Commands.
Exactly. And the text has this incredibly explicit instruction. I love this. It says how to tell someone exactly what to do. Keep it short and strong.
Keep it short and strong. What's fascinating here is how the lesson actively coaches the learner to remove all that conversational fluff we talked about earlier.
It's so direct.
It is. It explicitly warns them. Do not say you turn left. Just say turn left.
Okay, wait. I need to pause here. Why is the word you so dangerous in this context? I mean, we usually want to be polite, right? You turn left doesn't sound that bad.
Well, in a living room, sure. But in a moving vehicle, time is of the essence. When you add a subject pronoun like you are turning an urgent, actionable command into a descriptive statement.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you turn left sounds like an observation, like, oh, I see that you are a person who turns left.
Right, like a personality trait.
Exactly. But turn left, that triggers immediate action. The cognitive load of processing that extra word you delays the physical reaction of the driver.
That makes so much sense. And the text runs through other imperative commands too, like go straight and stop.
Notice the rhythm there.
Yeah, it's very punchy.
That's on purpose. It's designed for instant comprehension. Short, strong, unmistakable.
So we have the tools and we have the grammar rules, but what happens when human error enters the chat?
That is always the wild card, isn't it?
It really is. And this leads us directly into segment 3 of the source, which is just a masterclass in miscommunication.
The story time segment.
Yes, the bad driver story. So the text sets the scene, and we get introduced to our characters, Lukas, who is driving, and Anna, who is navigating.
And they are in a car heading to a big party.
Right, the text even says vroom, just to really set the stage.
It's very immersive for an A1 text. And initially, Anna is super successful. She looks at the map and issues these perfect imperatives. Drive slowly, go straight.
And Lukas actually listens. He says, okay, I go straight, and they drive successfully for 5 whole minutes.
Right, it creates this beautiful illusion of competence.
But then Lukas's fatal flaw is revealed. Anna gives the next command. She says, the party's on the left, turn left. And Lukas, this gets me every time he just smiles and declares, I am a great driver.
Yeah.
Before turning the steering wheel the completely wrong way.
The hubris. It's pure hubris.
It's amazing. And obviously there's a total breakdown of directions. Anna just starts screaming, Lucas! No, that is I said turn left, not turn right.
And Lukas's excuse here is so revealing. He says, left and right are very difficult.
Which honestly is fair.
It is. And the lesson is using that universal human struggle, mixing up left and right under pressure to make the vocabulary memorable for the learner.
Because everyone has done that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It validates the learner's anxiety while teaching the words.
But the chaos doesn't stop there. It escalates. Anna sighs, tells him to be careful, and then she spots a red light.
A critical environmental hazard.
Yeah, and she commands him to stop.
But Lukas is distracted. The text specifically notes that he looks at the radio, doesn't see the light, and just keeps driving.
Which is terrifying.
It is, but it perfectly highlights the sensory overload of driving. You've got the road, the car, the passenger, and the radio all competing for attention. It really reinforces why Anna's commands needed to be short and strong, like we talked about. If she had used polite fluff there, they would have crashed.
100%. The background noise would have drowned out anything that wasn't an absolute imperative.
So we get to this cinematic climax where Anna literally covers her eyes and yells this desperate, S-O-P!
And thankfully, we get the screeching halt.
Yes, disaster averted. But then we hit the ultimate irony of the story. Lukas looks around, and there are no houses. There is no party.
And Anna is just furious looking out the window.
She drops the punchline. Lukas, we are lost. And look, we drove in a big circle. We are back at our house.
It's such a perfectly constructed narrative of total failure.
It really is.
Because think about it, that story perfectly encapsulates all the vocabulary words we learned. Car, map, lost, left, right, straight, and stop.
All wrapped up in a highly memorable, chaotic package.
Exactly. But after a cautionary tale of failure like that, a good instructional guide has to test the learner's comprehension.
Which brings us to segment 4, the interactive finale. The text calls it the navigator game.
And this is where the real cognitive work happens.
Yeah, because it's not just a simple translation exercise. Anna gives it direction in simple, descriptive, kind of colloquial English, and Lukas has to translate it into those strong, imperative command phrases they learned.
Right, translating the colloquial into the imperative. It's brilliant. Let's look at round 1.
Okay, so Anna asks how to tell the driver to keep going forward.
And Lukas translates this to, don't turn, go straight.
Which is so much stronger than keep going forward.
Much stronger. He's anticipating the error and shutting it down before giving the command.
Okay, round 2, Anna says, the party is this way. Make a left.
Make a left being a very common native speaker idiom, but terrible for A1 learners.
Exactly. And Lukas, you can see he learned from his earlier mistake in the story because he adds this little bit of self-talk. He mutters, don't mess this up, Lukas. Turn left.
He's checking his spatial vectors before committing to the imperative. It's great modeling for the learner.
And round 3 goes smoothly. Anna says, the store is this way. Make a right. And Lukas just responds with the perfect imperative, turn right.
He's got the rhythm down now.
He does. But then we hit the climax of the game. Round 4. Anna asks, and what do you yell when the light is red?
And Lukas provides his final translation. Hit the brakes. SOP.
Hit the brakes.
Right. The lesson is actively teaching learners to cut through those confusing idiomatic phrases like hit the brakes to find the absolute core survival word.
Stop P.
Exactly, because hit the brakes requires mechanical knowledge and cultural context. Stop is universal.
It is wild how much we've pulled out of such a seemingly simple lesson. Let's synthesize this journey we just took through the source material.
It's been quite a ride.
Literally, we started with just 6 isolated vocabulary words. We learned the psychological importance of dropping the word you in a command to save cognitive processing time.
We witnessed a catastrophic circular road trip caused by hubris and a distracting radio.
Yeah, poor Lukas. And we ended with a translation game that reinforces strong, unambiguous communication.
It's really practical stuff. So to the listener, the next time you are sitting in the passenger seat with a map, or let's be real, a smartphone, pay attention to your language.
Taught it yourself.
Yeah, are you using weak descriptive sentences that confuse the driver? Or are you using the short and strong imperatives we unpacked today?
It's a great question. But it also leaves me with a final, slightly deeper thought to ponder.
Oh, what's that?
Well, as technology and GPS systems increasingly take over the role of the navigator, softly telling us in 500 feet your destination is on the right, are we actually losing the urgent interpersonal art of giving directions?
Oh, that's interesting.
Right? Like, will the frantic human command of turn left eventually become an obsolete relic of the past, completely replaced by a calm voice and a glowing screen on a dashboard?
We are outsourcing our spatial awareness to the machines.
We really are. Something to think about the next time you are in the passenger seat. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We will catch you next time.